The betrayal unveiled. The perfect life that wasn't. Maya Richardson stood in her spacious kitchen, sunlight streaming through the floor-to-ceiling windows of her downtown apartment. 32 years old, she thought she had everything figured out. A successful career as a marketing director, a beautiful home, and most importantly, a loving husband of 5 years. Ryan Richardson was everything she had ever dreamed of. Charming, successful, and attentive, or so she believed. That morning started like any other Tuesday. Maya was preparing breakfast while Ryan got ready for work. He emerged from the bedroom wearing his perfectly tailored gray suit, his dark hair styled impeccably. He kissed her cheek quickly, grabbed his briefcase, and headed toward the door. "I'll be home late tonight, babe," Ryan called over his shoulder. "Big client meeting across town. Don't wait up." "Again?" Maya asked, turning from the stove. "That's the third time this week." Ryan flashed his brilliant smile, the one that had first made her fall in love with him 7 years ago. "You know how it is. Partnership doesn't come easy. A few more months of these crazy hours, and we'll be set for life. I promise." Maya nodded, swallowing her disappointment. She had heard similar promises for the past year. Ryan's job as a financial consultant seemed to demand more and more of his time. Weekend trips, late-night meetings, early morning conferences. She barely saw him anymore. "I love you," she said softly. "Love you too," Ryan replied, already halfway out the door. The invitation that changed everything. 2 hours later, Maya was at her office reviewing campaign proposals when her personal phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. She almost deleted it without looking, but something made her tap the screen. The message contained a single image, a wedding invitation. Elegant cream-colored cardstock with gold lettering. Maya's heart stopped as she read the words. "You are cordially invited to celebrate the marriage of Ryan Michael Richardson and Sophie Elena Martinez. Saturday, June 15th, at the Grand Botanical Gardens." June 15th. That was 3 weeks away. Maya's hands began to tremble. This had to be a mistake. Some cruel joke. Ryan was already married to her. They had gotten married 5 years ago in a small ceremony at the beach. She still wore her wedding ring. She could see Ryan's ring sitting on the nightstand at home where he always left it before showering. Wait, where he always left it. A cold feeling crept through Maya's chest. When was the last time she had actually seen Ryan wearing his wedding ring outside their home? Her phone buzzed again. Another message from the same unknown number. "I thought you should know. I'm sorry. A friend." Maya's office suddenly felt too small, the air too thick. She grabbed her purse and told her assistant she was feeling ill. She needed to go home. She needed to think. Unraveling the truth. Back at the apartment, Maya sat on the couch staring at the invitation on her phone screen. Her mind raced through the past year, piecing together details she had ignored or explained away. The late nights, the weekend business trips, the new cologne, the password on his phone that he changed monthly for security. She opened her laptop and searched for Sophie Elena Martinez. Within minutes, she found her on social media. A beautiful woman with long dark hair and warm brown eyes. Her profile showed a happy, smiling woman posing at various locations. Restaurants, parks, beaches. And in many of the photos, partially visible in the background or cropped at the edge, was a man who looked suspiciously like Ryan. Maya's stomach turned. She clicked through more photos, her detective work becoming frantic. Then she found it, a photo from 3 months ago. Sophie standing in front of a Christmas tree. And there, clear as day, was Ryan's face next to hers. The caption read, "Best Christmas ever with my love. Can't wait to marry this man." 147 people had liked the photo. 147 people knew about Ryan and Sophie. Had any of them wondered if Ryan was already married? Maya's phone rang, making her jump. It was her best friend, Jennifer. "Hey, I'm calling to check on you," Jennifer said. "Your assistant said you left work sick. Are you okay?"
Jen, Maya's voice cracked.
"I need you to come over. Right now. Please. I'm on my way. The investigation deepens." When Jennifer arrived 20 minutes later, Maya showed her everything. The invitation, Sophie's social media, the photos. Jennifer's face went from confused to shocked to absolutely furious. "That lying piece of garbage," Jennifer hissed. "Maya, we need to call a lawyer. We need to." "Wait," Maya interrupted. "I need to know more. I need to understand how deep this goes." Together, they began digging. Jennifer, who worked in tech, helped Maya access the cloud backup of Ryan's old phone, something he had forgotten about when he upgraded devices 6 months ago. What they found made Maya feel physically ill. Text messages to Sophie dating back 18 months. "I love you. Can't wait to see you." She suspects nothing. Messages about apartment hunting, about wedding planning, about their future together. But it got worse. Much worse. They found emails to other women. At least 5 different women over the past 3 years. Ryan wasn't just having an affair. He was a serial cheater who had perfected his double life into an art form. Then Jennifer found the financial records. "Maya." Jennifer's voice was barely a whisper. "Look at this." Ryan had been systematically draining their joint savings account. Over the past year, he had transferred nearly $80,000 to an account Maya didn't recognize. Their retirement fund was almost empty. The investment account they had built together was gone. "He's been stealing from you," Jennifer said, her voice shaking with anger. "He's been funding his other life with your money." Maya felt like she was watching her entire life collapse in slow motion. Every memory, every moment, every promise Ryan had made was now tainted with lies. The man she had loved, the man she had trusted with everything, was a complete stranger. The confrontation. Maya decided not to confront Ryan immediately. She needed more information. She needed to be smart about this. But Ryan made that decision for her. That evening, he came home early, surprisingly early. Maya was sitting in the living room, her laptop closed, trying to compose herself. "Hey babe," Ryan said cheerfully. "I managed to get out of that late meeting. Thought we could order Thai food and watch a movie." Maya looked at him, really looked at him. How had she not seen it before? The way his smile never quite reached his eyes. The practiced ease of his lies. The complete absence of genuine emotion. "Who's Sophie?" Maya asked quietly. Ryan froze. For just a second, his mask slipped, and Maya saw something cold and calculating flash across his face. Then the smile was back. "Sophie? I don't know any Sophie." "Why?" Maya held up her phone, showing him the wedding invitation. "Then why am I invited to your wedding with her?" The silence that followed was deafening. Ryan's face went through several expressions: surprise, panic, anger, before settling on defensive irritation. "You've been spying on me?" he asked, his voice sharp. "Spying on you? Are you serious right now?" Maya stood up, her voice rising. "You're engaged to another woman while married to me, and you're angry that I found out?" Ryan ran his hand through his hair, his composure cracking. "Maya, listen. This isn't what you think." "Oh really? Then what is it? Please, explain to me how you're planning to marry someone else in 3 weeks." It's complicated. She's from a wealthy family. Her father has connections I need for business. It's not real. It's just what? Just fraud? Just bigamy? Just destroying 2 women's lives for your career?" Ryan's expression hardened. "You don't understand how the world works, Maya. You've always been so naive. Sophie's father can make me a partner in his firm. Set me up for life. For our life. Our life." Maya laughed bitterly. "There is no our life anymore. And what about the $80,000 you stole from our accounts? That's not stealing. That's our money. I needed it for investments." "Investments? Or funding your second life with Sophie?" Ryan's jaw clenched. "I don't have to explain myself to you. Actually, you do. I'm your wife. Remember? Or does that inconvenient detail not matter anymore?" The monster revealed. What happened next would haunt Maya for weeks. Ryan's mask completely dropped. The charming, loving husband she thought she knew vanished. replaced by someone cold and cruel. You want the truth, Maya? Ryan's voice was ice. Fine. I haven't loved you in years. You're boring. Predictable. You were useful when I needed someone to split rent with when I was starting out. But now, you're just dead weight. Each word felt like a physical blow. Maya stumbled backward, gripping the back of the couch for support. Ryan continued, seemingly energized by her pain. Sophie is exciting. Her family has money and connections. She can give me things you never could. And yes, I used our savings. I earned that money. You think your little marketing job contributed anything significant? I was the breadwinner. That money was mine. I put just as much into that account as you did. Maya whispered, tears streaming down her face. And now it's gone. What are you going to do about it? Swim? Go ahead. You'll lose. I've been documenting your mental instability for months. All those times I said you were forgetful, I kept notes. All those times I said you were acting irrationally, recorded. You'll look like a crazy, jealous wife, and I'll look like the victim. Maya felt the room spinning. He had planned this. All of it. The gaslighting, the financial abuse, the careful construction of a narrative that would make her look unstable if she tried to fight back. Get out, Maya said, her voice barely audible. What? Get out of my apartment. Now. Ryan laughed. Your apartment? I'm on the lease too, sweetheart. You can't kick me out. Then I'll leave. I can't be here with you. Where will you go? You don't have any money. I made sure of that. The decision. Maya looked at Ryan, really looked at him, and something inside her shifted. The pain and heartbreak were still there. But underneath it all, a cold fury was building. This man had stolen years of her life. He had stolen her money, her trust, her sense of reality. He had played her for a fool and was now threatening to destroy her reputation if she fought back. But Ryan had made one critical mistake. He had underestimated her. You're right, Maya said quietly, wiping her tears. I don't have much money right now, and maybe people would believe your version of events. But you know what I do have. Ryan looked at her warily. I have proof. Screenshots of your texts to Sophie and for other women. Records of the money transfers. Photos of you with Sophie that she posted publicly. Evidence of your lies. And I have 3 weeks before you're supposed to marry Sophie. The color drained from Ryan's face. Maya, don't what? Don't expose you? Don't tell Sophie the truth? Don't report the financial fraud to the police? Why shouldn't I? Because, Ryan's voice dropped to a threatening tone. I will destroy you. I have lawyers. I have connections. I will make your life hell. Maya smiled for the first time since seeing that invitation. It wasn't a happy smile. It was the smile of someone who had just declared war. Then I guess we'll destroy each other. But here's the difference between us, Ryan. I have nothing left to lose. You took everything. But you have that partnership to protect. That reputation. That wealthy fiancé and her powerful father. You have so much more to lose than I do. She walked to the bedroom and grabbed her purse and laptop. I'm staying with Jennifer tonight. You can have the apartment for now. But Ryan, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. You're going to regret the day you decided I was disposable. As Maya walked out the door, she heard Ryan calling after her. His voice a mix of anger and panic. But she didn't look back. She couldn't. Because if she did, she might lose her nerve. The warrior awakens. In Jennifer's car, driving through the city lights, Maya felt something she hadn't felt in years. Clarity. For so long, she had been trying to be the perfect wife, the understanding partner, always making excuses for Ryan's behavior. But now she saw the truth. And the truth had set something free inside her. Where to? Jennifer asked gently. Your place, if that's okay. I need time to think. To plan. Plan what? Maya looked at her best friend, her eyes hard with determination. Ryan thinks he can manipulate and discard people without consequences. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. But he's about to learn that the woman he underestimated is the one person who can bring his whole world crashing down. Jennifer's eyes widened. Maya, what are you going to do? I'm going to make sure Sophie knows exactly who she's about to marry. And then I'm going to make sure Ryan faces consequences for everything he's done. He wanted to document my instability? Fine. I'm going to document his fraud, his bigamy, his affairs, and every single lie he's told. Are you sure about this? This could get messy. Maya thought about the past 5 years. The lies, the manipulation, the stolen money, the casual cruelty of Ryan's words tonight. She thought about Sophie, probably planning her dream wedding, with no idea that her fiancé was a monster. I'm sure, Maya said firmly. Ryan made me feel weak and foolish, but I'm neither of those things.
I'm angry. I'm betrayed.
And I'm done being a victim. Then I'm with you, Jennifer said, reaching over to squeeze Maya's hand. Whatever you need, however I can help. We're going to take him down. As they drove through the night, Maya began formulating her plan. Ryan had spent years building his house of lies. Now Maya was going to burn it to the ground. And from the ashes, she would build something new, something stronger, something that belonged entirely to her. The war had begun, and Ryan Richardson had no idea what was coming for him. End of Part 1. Part 2 preview. Maya makes contact with Sophie and discovers she's not the only victim. Together with an unexpected ally, they begin building a case that will expose Ryan's crimes to everyone who matters. But as the wedding day approaches, Ryan becomes desperate and dangerous. Reply continue or Part 2 to read what happens next. 32 Part 2. The Strategic Revenge. The alliance forms. Maya spent her first night at Jennifer's apartment staring at the ceiling, her mind racing with possibilities. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Ryan's cold expression, heard his cruel words. But instead of breaking her spirit, his cruelty had forged something harder inside her. A determination that burned like steel in a forge. By morning, she had made her first decision. Sophie needed to know the truth. Are you sure about this? Jennifer asked over coffee, her voice concerned. What if Sophie doesn't believe you? What if she tells Ryan? Maya pulled up Sophie's social media profile on her phone. Look at her posts. Look at the comments from her friends and family. They're all excited about the wedding. She has no idea what kind of man Ryan really is. I can't let her walk into this blind. How will you contact her? I found her work email. She's an interior designer at a firm downtown. I'll send her a message. Professional, calm, with enough proof that she can't ignore it. Maya spent the next hour crafting the perfect message. She attached screenshots of Ryan's text messages to other women, photos of their marriage certificate, bank records showing the stolen money. She kept her tone compassionate, woman to woman. Dear Sophie, I know this email will come as a shock, but I believe you deserve to know the truth before you marry Ryan Richardson. My name is Maya Richardson. Yes, Richardson. I am Ryan's wife of 5 years. I discovered your upcoming wedding only yesterday, and I wanted to reach out directly because no woman deserves to be deceived the way Ryan has deceived both of us. Attached you will find proof of our marriage, along with evidence of Ryan's affairs with multiple women and financial fraud. I'm not reaching out to cause you pain, but to prevent you from making the biggest mistake of your life. If you're willing to talk, I would like to meet with you. What Ryan has done to both of us is unforgivable, but together we might be able to stop him from hurting anyone else. Sincerely, Maya. Her finger hovered over the send button for a long moment. Once she sent this, there was no going back. Ryan would know she was fighting back. Things would escalate. She pressed send. Sophie's response. The response came faster than Maya expected. Just 3 hours later, her phone buzzed with a reply from Sophie's personal email address. Not her work one. Maya, I'm in shock. I don't know what to believe. Can we meet today? I need to see you face to face. I need to understand what's happening. There's a coffee shop on 5th Street called The Grind. Can you meet me there at 4 o'clock? Please come alone. Sophie. Maya's hands trembled as she read the message. She wants to meet today. Jennifer looked up from her laptop, where she had been compiling more evidence against Ryan. That's good, right? It means she's taking you seriously. Or it means she wants to confront me for trying to ruin her relationship. What if she's already told Ryan? Then you deal with it. But Maya, think about this. If she had immediately dismissed your email as lies, she wouldn't want to meet. The fact that she's willing to talk means part of her already suspects something is wrong. At 3:45, Maya walked into the grind. A cozy coffee shop with exposed brick walls and the rich aroma of fresh brewed coffee. She ordered a green tea she knew she wouldn't drink and sat at a corner table where she could see the entrance. Sophie arrived exactly at 4 o'clock. Maya recognized her immediately from the photos, but in person, Sophie looked different. More real. More vulnerable. Her long dark hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail, and she wore minimal makeup. Dark circles shadowed her eyes, suggesting she hadn't slept any better than Maya had. Their eyes met across the coffee shop. Sophie walked over slowly, clutching her purse like a lifeline. "Maya?" she asked quietly. "Yes, please, sit down." They sat in awkward silence for a moment, two women bound together by one man's lies. Sophie's hands shook as she clasped them on the table. "Is it true?" Sophie finally asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Are you really married to Ryan?" Maya pulled out her phone and showed Sophie their wedding photos. Pictures of a younger, happier Maya in a simple white dress, standing on a beach at sunset with Ryan. Pictures of them cutting a cake, laughing, kissing. Pictures of a love that Maya had believed was real. Sophie's face crumpled. Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I don't understand. How is this possible? Ryan and I have been together for 18 months. He's been planning our wedding with me. He met my parents. My father offered him a partnership in his firm. How could he be married to someone else this whole time?" "Because Ryan is very good at lying," Maya said gently. "And I think you and I need to share what we know. I have a feeling his deception goes deeper than either of us realizes." The truth emerges. Over the next 2 hours, Maya and Sophie pieced together Ryan's elaborate double life. Sophie's story made Maya's stomach turn. "He told me he was divorced," Sophie explained, her voice hollow. "He said his ex-wife had been mentally unstable, that she had drained their savings and left him with nothing. He said he was starting over, building a new life. I felt sorry for him. I wanted to help him." Maya felt sick. "He told you I was mentally unstable?" "He showed me medical records, prescriptions for anxiety and depression medications in your name. He said you had been hospitalized for a breakdown. He made you sound, I'm so sorry, he made you sound dangerous. Those records were fake," Maya said, her voice shaking with rage. "I've never been hospitalized. I've never been on those medications. He fabricated all of it to make me look crazy in case I ever tried to expose him." Sophie covered her mouth with her hand. "Oh my God, what kind of person does that? Someone who has been planning this for a long time. Someone who thinks he's smarter than everyone else." Sophie pulled out her own phone. "There's more. Things I didn't understand until now. Ryan has been pressuring me to put my trust fund into a joint investment account he set up. He said it was for tax purposes, that his financial expertise would triple my money. My father didn't trust him, kept warning me to wait until after the wedding, but Ryan kept pushing." Maya leaned forward. "How much are we talking about?" $300,000. "He was going to steal from you," Maya said flatly, "just like he stole from me, probably disappear right after the wedding, or drain the account slowly over time." Sophie's face had gone pale. "I almost did it. Last week, Ryan gave me the paperwork. I was going to sign it, but something told me to wait. Some instinct. Now I know why." They sat in silence, processing the magnitude of Ryan's betrayal. Then Sophie said something that surprised Maya. "There's something else you should know. Last month, I found a receipt in Ryan's car. For a hotel room. He said it was from a business trip, but the date was on a weekend. He told me he was visiting his sick mother in Ohio. I brushed it off, told myself I was being paranoid. But now, he was probably with another woman," Maya said. I found evidence of at least 5 different affairs over the past 3 years. Sophie looked up, her eyes fierce despite the tears. We need to stop him, not just for us but for whoever comes next. Ryan is a predator. He targets women, manipulates them, steals from them and moves on. How many others have there been? How many women has he destroyed? Maya felt a surge of respect for this woman she had been prepared to hate. I agree, but we need a solid plan. Ryan has lawyers and connections. If we're going to bring him down, we need to be smart about it. My father, Sophie said suddenly. He's a federal prosecutor. He's been suspicious of Ryan from the beginning. If I tell him everything, show him the evidence, he can help us build a case. Are you sure? Once we go to your father, this becomes official. Ryan will know we're working together. Sophie's expression hardened. Good. Let him know. Let him be afraid for once. He's made us both afraid. Afraid we weren't good enough, afraid we were crazy, afraid to trust our own instincts. I'm done being afraid. Marcus appears. Maya returned to Jennifer's apartment that evening feeling both empowered and exhausted. She had Sophie's number saved in her phone, along with a meeting scheduled for the next day with Sophie's father, David Martinez. They were going to the authorities. They were going to fight back. But first, Maya needed to handle some practical matters. She couldn't stay with Jennifer forever, and she needed to secure her own finances before Ryan could do any more damage. The next morning, Maya went to her office for the first time since discovering Ryan's betrayal. She had called in sick the previous day, but she couldn't afford to lose her job on top of everything else. She needed the income and the stability. Her assistant, Marcus Chen, looked up from his desk when she arrived. Marcus had been her colleague for 3 years before becoming her assistant 6 months ago. He was quiet, competent, and had always been professional to the point of being almost invisible. Maya, he said, standing up quickly, are you feeling better? You looked really pale when you left yesterday.
I'm fine, Marcus.
Thank you. But she wasn't fine, and apparently it showed. Marcus followed her into her office and closed the door behind him. Maya, I don't mean to pry, but is everything okay? You seem different. Maya sat down at her desk and put her head in her hands. She was so tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of holding it together. Tired of being strong. My husband is engaged to another woman, she said quietly. He's been living a double life. He stole our savings. And I found out 3 days ago. The silence that followed made Maya look up. Marcus's face had gone through several expressions. Shock, anger, concern, before settling on something that looked like determination. I'm going to help you, he said simply. What? Marcus, you don't have to. Yes, I do. He sat down across from her. Maya, I need to tell you something. I've been wanting to tell you for a long time, but the timing was never right. And now, well, now seems like the worst possible time, but also somehow the right time. Maya looked at him, confused. Marcus took a deep breath. I'm in love with you. I have been since the day I started working here. I know this is completely inappropriate, and I know you're married, and I know this is the last thing you need to hear right now. But I can't watch you go through this alone without offering help. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you take down your husband. No strings attached. No expectations. Just let me help. Please. Maya stared at him, completely blindsided. Marcus, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. I'm not asking for anything from you. I just need you to know that you're not alone. And I have skills that might be useful. What kind of skills? Marcus gave her a small smile. Before I got into marketing, I worked in data forensics for a cybersecurity firm. If your husband has any digital trail at all, and everyone does, I can find it. Bank accounts, emails, documents, hidden files. If it's on a computer or a phone, I can recover it. Maya felt hope flare in her chest. Are you serious? Completely. Give me access to any devices or accounts you have shared access to, and I'll find everything he's been hiding. Building the case. Over the next 10 days, Maya, Sophie, Marcus, and Jennifer became an unlikely team. They met every evening at Jennifer's apartment, spreading documents across her dining room table, building their case piece by piece. Marcus proved to be invaluable. He recovered deleted files from Ryan's old laptop that Maya still had access to. He found hidden offshore accounts where Ryan had been stashing money. He discovered a pattern of credit card charges that revealed Ryan's other affairs: hotel rooms, jewelry purchases, expensive dinners at restaurants Maya had never been to. "This guy is unbelievable," Marcus said one evening, shaking his head at his laptop screen. "He's been running this scam for years. Maya, you weren't his first wife. Or his second." "What?" Marcus turned the laptop toward her. On the screen were marriage certificates. Ryan Michael Richardson had been married 3 times before Maya. Each marriage had lasted between 3 to 5 years. Each time, he had drained the woman's accounts and disappeared before she could take legal action. "He's a professional con artist," Sophie whispered, her face pale. "This is what he does. This is his actual job." David Martinez, Sophie's father, had been reviewing all the evidence they compiled. As a federal prosecutor, he had immediately recognized the severity of Ryan's crimes. This is wire fraud, identity theft, bigamy, and financial elder abuse in one case. One of his victims was 62 when he married her, David said grimly. "I'm going to take this to the FBI. Ryan Richardson is going to prison for a very long time." But Maya wanted more than just legal consequences. She wanted Ryan to feel the same humiliation, the same betrayal, the same loss of everything he thought was secure. And she had an idea. "The wedding," she said suddenly. "His wedding to Sophie is in 1 week. What if we let it proceed?" Everyone looked at her like she was crazy. "Hear me out," Maya continued. "Ryan thinks he's gotten away with everything. He thinks Sophie doesn't know. He thinks I'm too broken to fight back. What if we let him think that right up until the moment he says I do? And then we expose everything. In front of Sophie's entire family. In front of all the business partners and connections he's been cultivating. In front of everyone who matters." Sophie's eyes widened. "You want to crash my own wedding? I want to crash Ryan's dreams. I want him to lose everything in one single, public, devastating moment. Just like he did to us." Marcus leaned back in his chair. "It's risky. If he suspects anything, he could run. Disappear before the FBI can arrest him. Then we make sure he doesn't suspect anything," Maya said. "Sophie, you need to act like nothing has changed. Keep planning the wedding. Keep being excited. Ryan Michael Richardson had been married. Is working perfectly." Sophie looked at her father. "Dad, what do you think?" David Martinez was quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled, a cold, calculated smile. "I think it's brilliant. We'll have FBI agents at the wedding posing as guests. The moment Ryan commits to this fraud by going through with a bigamous marriage ceremony, we arrest him. Public humiliation and federal charges all at once." "But Sophie," Maya said gently, "you'll have to go through with the preparation. You'll have to stand at that altar and watch Ryan lie to your face one more time. Are you sure you can do that?" Sophie's jaw set with determination. "For the chance to see Ryan's face when his whole world collapses? Absolutely. The performance." The next week was the hardest acting job of Sophie's life. She texted Ryan constantly, sent him wedding details, talked about their honeymoon plans. She even went to a final dress fitting, knowing she would never actually wear the dress down any aisle. Ryan, oblivious to the trap closing around him, became increasingly confident. He even texted Maya a few times, taunting her. "Hope you're doing okay, Maya. Sorry things ended badly. Maybe we can be friends eventually. You're still my emergency contact at the hospital. Thought you should know in case they call you about my mental health evaluation. Told them you've been unstable lately. Just looking out for you." Each message made Maya's blood boil, but it also strengthened her resolve. Ryan thought he had won. He thought he had broken her. He had no idea what was coming. Marcus worked tirelessly to make sure all their evidence was organized and documented. He created multiple backup copies, stored them in secure locations, and prepared a comprehensive package for the FBI. I've also prepared something else, Marcus told Maya 2 days before the wedding. A video presentation. Every affair, every theft, every lie. Complete with documentation and proof. If you want to show it at the wedding before the